Hello and welcome to Shredder's Zoo. My name is Shredder and this is my zoo. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are over by the Deadly Curious and the Megatherium enclosure that we did last time out, and we've named them. We've been loads of requests for names and things. Every animal, I think, in my zoo now has a name, so we're obviously going to need to get some more so that we can get them named from you guys, because I'm not going to be able to fit everyone in. Today we're going to be over by the what's now called the bug house. I'm going to be redeveloping that little area into something much better. But let's start off with the names and then we'll get into the building. So if we look over here, the Megatherium, this one was quite popular. A lot of people wanted this one. We've gone for, wrong button, we've gone for Fernando. This was requested by Ale Conrad, who's his younger brother, who's a big fan of the series apparently. So that one is for you. I know a lot of people wanted me to call it Sid, after Sid from Ice Age. And I nearly did, but I always prefer to call animals after actual people who watch the series, like other subscribers or fans of the series, rather than just suggested names that people might think are good. And along with that, we have Ghost over here. This is our Daily Curious. This was requested by Ghost Russ 912. That one's after you. And we also have Spike. This one was, have I written this one down? Yes, WGM. Did request this in the video previously, but he didn't get selected last time, so he asked again, so I had to go for this one. Yeah, so if you do ask for something and you don't get it, because I do get more requests than I do have dinos, so not everybody's going to get things named after them. Just keep asking, and hopefully eventually we'll be able to get one done. This was WGM after his guinea pig, called Spike. So that one's for you. We've got I think two more or one more. One more. So I'm going to fly over this direction to the petting zoo, and we have a Packy, we each have named. When's it going to come into view? This area is quite a large empty space, kind of wasted the space. It's not really big enough to build anything in this area, but it's kind of too big to have left a gap. But that was right back in the beginning stages of the zoo. These are the first things I built. Here we go, Atheos. This is Atheos. This was requested by Bobo Senpai, named after his friend, who was apparently disappointed I forgot to show off the otters in the zoo that I did last time out. So yeah, I did kind of, I think I said I was going to have a closer look at the otters, and we never did walk past them. So I do apologise about that. Go check out the video, the otter enclosure. You can get a really good look at them in that video if you are interested. Anyway, so that's these guys. That's all the names I'm going to be doing today. If you did request a dino and you didn't get it this time out, I do apologise. I actually wrote down the list of everybody who'd asked for it, and then I probably lost the list. So I kind of went through the comment section and I tried to find all those names again, but I may have missing you guys who I had planned on doing it for. So I apologise if I've missed you, but anyway, there's going to be another opportunity to get dinos named after you, because in this episode I'm going to be rebuilding the bug house. It's no longer going to be the bug house because it's not going to be just bugs. Let me just what do I want? I need this, and I want to just get rid of the things that I've left over from last time out. Get rid of those. Okay, we are going to be completely rebuilding the bug house, and I'm not playing games here. We are destroying everything. Just gonna demolish the whole thing here. Oh god, I hate that noise when you break the glass. But yeah, but basically this was built quite early on in the series, so this is not done in Structures Plus at all. It's all vanilla stuff, and there are gaps, there are things not quite right. This kind of tunnel, the idea behind this was that it was like a shark's tunnel in aquariums, where you go through, and you go through the tunnel and you have them sort of swimming around it like that. And that was kind of the idea. You go through here, you have scorpions, you have spiders, you have dung beetles, all the kind of bugs and things that people might be a little bit scared of. I've also got a snake in here as well. And they'd be going over the top, and it would be kind of like the sort of a fear tunnel sort of thing. Things that might make people afraid. That was the idea behind it anyway. I've lost. Oh, there we go. I thought I'd lost the game sound for a moment there. But I wasn't happy with it. It didn't seem to be quite right, and it never was finished. We've still got kind of a gap over here. and you know, it never was finished. So we're going to completely tear this down. I'm too far away now. We're going to just rebuild the whole thing. This tunnel also, there are bits in it where you have to kind of crawl through, because I think when we transition from foundations to ceilings, boom, you can't get through unless you crouch. So we're going to get rid of that, and we're going to just build this whole thing again and make this a much nicer place. There we go. I'll just take out. So anyway, I'm going to demolish this entire thing, and I'll join you back in a moment. Okay, so the bug house has gone. We now have this big old empty space here, and actually we've got one dung beetle unnamed. This one here, Dung Beetle. So that's the last unnamed creature in the zoo. Of course, we should be adding in some more this episode once we get this built. But yeah, that's it. That's as far as I can tell. Everything else in the zoo now has a name, which is pretty incredible if you think about it. So if you want a dung beetle named after you, there's one available. Yeah. So okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get these moved out of the way. We'll keep them over there for sort of safekeeping. And we've got, I can actually expand out a little bit further this way if I need to. That might not be too bad to actually have the entrance to it here rather than where it was, and actually have it a little bit bigger, because there's a few more things I want to put in it. But yeah, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get these guys moved out of the way, and I'll see if I can get the basic floor built so we can see how much space we have. So I'll do that, and then I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so here we go. This is the kind of space that we're looking at. We can come out a little bit further forward here. We've still got a reasonably large space here. In actual fact, might as well do that while I think about it. We will definitely come a bit further forward here. This is where the entrance is going to be. Yeah, and then we can... I don't want to go any further around here because I want a little bit of a gap for people to be able to walk through at this point and be able to get up into the Paracertharium. Yeah, so that's about as far this way as I want to go. We've got a nice little walkway down by the Carno exhibit here that people can walk past if they don't want to go through this area. And we're coming up about as far in towards the enclosures over here that I want to go to. So that's about the space that we've got. The other thing I want to work out is whether do I want these steps here, do I want this all on one level, do I want to go do I want to go down the stairs like this, do we want to even go up and make this multi-level like we did with the small animal house and have multiple levels and different ways around and different pathways through. This is all kind of things we'll work out as we go along. Next thing I want to work out is how many creatures am I going to put in here. Now, out of the ones I've got at the moment, we've got the scorpions, dung beetles, and the spiders. The snake is not going to go in here. We'll find somewhere else for the snake to go in another episode. We'll do like a lizard house with maybe the snakes and megalanias in together, possibly. I'm still working out the details. But what else have we got? We've got dung beetles. I also want to do things like the meganura as well, because that's like a dragonfly. That should go in there as well. Scorpions, spiders, the Titanomyrma, those things, the ground drones and the flying drones as well need to go in here. Arthropluras, leeches could go in here. The snails could go in there. And also the mantis. So any kind of invertebrate. I think this could be the Invertebrate House. None of them have backbones and spines, all have exoskeletons, so that's probably the best thing to do. This is an Invertebrate House. So anything that's not aquatic. Obviously you've got things like the trilobites and euryptids and those things which are also invertebrates, but they of course are more aquatic, and so they'll go into the Aquarium, which is what I'll be doing in the series once this zoo is finished for all the sea creatures. They'll go in that. But this one we're going to be doing, so I was thinking about doing arthropods, but then snails are gastropods, and it gets a bit confusing trying to classify things. So I think Invertebrate House would be the best thing to do. So we've got plenty of creatures to do. So what's that? Hang on a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's about 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's 9 enclosures we want to fit in here. We need some kind of way to walk through it. I still like the idea of the tunnel going through. And because we've got all foundations, at least we're not going to have the problem we have with crouching. So I need to think, do I want to have upstairs and downstairs and things like that? So I need to think a little bit about design before I start building too much. What we could do is maybe get a grand entrance going. Let me see. Let's go out a bit further. We can still got space here. I want to go out another one. And like so. So, what do you think? We've got loads of space. I mean, I could go out one more as well. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll just quick. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. So, I think that's about as far forward as we need to go, really. Yeah. So let's get this entrance going. So I think we'll have. Yeah, we can have a single entrance way there. Yeah, let me get something mocked up here, and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so yeah, basically just a double doorway with some stairs leading up to it. Now, most insects and invertebrates, these kind of things, the arachnids, they prefer a darker environment. So we're not going to have too many glass windows and things on the outside like we have with the other enclosures. It's going to be mostly, it's going to be some stone walls going around, I think. So we'll keep the inside sort of reasonably dark. We'll see how that looks. So we'll make this all out of stone. But the glass, there'll be some glass doorways going in here. I'm wondering whether we should have a little, like a reception kind of area where you can kind of see. I don't know. We'll see what we've come. Let's put some walls in, just like that. Just want to make sure that we get this entrance looking decent. So let's at least give it a double height. And then we can at least put the walls going over the top of the glass there, like so. And we'll have another one around like this a little bit. And then also, I want to try and put a pillar in. How far up does that go? That's not too bad. We'll probably have it higher than that anyway, so that's fine. And then we'll have in a little one like that, just to kind of give it a bit of depth. We might actually try and do that on the entranceway as well, like we did with the small animal house. Giving out that extra little bit of depth, so it's not a big flat wall. That looks okay, I think. Well, we'll see. We're just kind of messing around at the moment, seeing what we can come up with. And like so, there we go. Okay. Yeah, it looks a little bit odd at the moment. Oh no, we'll see. So we'll come in. I do like the idea of the tunnel, but the tunnel should start maybe here, so you've got a little option, this little kind of reception area, so you don't necessarily have to go through the tunnel straight away. Yeah, well, okay, let's build up some more walls. Let's at least build up this first little bit like this here, and up to this point, and then wonder what we're going to put inside the first part. We have the dung beetles was the first thing to see in the old house. Let's just build this round like so. Right, okay, so let's think about this. Let's give this a second height. Still got a few walls left, we'll just do this. So what I'm thinking is we have this point here, another kind of doorway, and that will be the entrance to the actual exhibit here. We could even have maybe some of the smaller ones like the Leech and the Titanomyrma could have little tiny compartments. If you've been into like bug houses in the zoo, they have these tiny little tanks with cockroaches in, that sort of stuff. So maybe some of the smaller things like the Leech and the Titanomyrma we could have here. It might be interesting. Let me see if I can come up with something for that. Okay guys, this is what I've got so far. So basically I've got these half walls here. So this is the S+ stone railing that's been turned into a half wall. You can see like that. So I have these going all the way around the bottom, and then I've placed the windows on top. So that kind of gives you a little bit of thing you can look over. And to kind of match up with the outside walls, I've put the railings along the top. These two here I've switched to half walls, a normal wall in the middle, so the door is kind of set down low, and we've got the kind of the wall, then window, and then these I've left as railings as kind of, I don't know, ventilation or something. Insects can get pretty stinky in their enclosures, so we'll leave it a little bit of ventilation. So I'm thinking that there's an interesting thing, so a fairly recent addition to the Ecos mods, and that is this soil, planting soil. Now I'm trying to get it lined up, and I'm not too sure if I'm doing this right. It should just be about 2 foundations long. Oh, didn't play. Oh, there it is. Okay, a little bit of lag there. So, is this right? So it comes out a little bit there. What about on this side? And it sticks out there a little bit. So I'm not going to be able to get it perfectly, but I think that looks about right. So if I fill the bottom here with these things, it might actually look quite cool. So they don't snap to each other, but if I do it like this, so we can make this whole bottom of it look like it's covered in soil. I think that's going to look pretty cool. We can get back a little bit. This is a little bit awkward to kind of get this position right. It's very difficult to see as well. I think like that. Make sure we're not sticking out the wall too far. We're doing okay. Just that first one. I might even be able to move that along a little bit. Because if it sticks out here, that's not too bad. We can easily cover that up. Because that's going to be in the next enclosure. So that's fine. So we can get in one more. Now I'm feeling this may stick out a little bit. How does that look? Oh, sticking out there a little bit. What about this side? So it does stick out a bit. So I think we can probably live with it though, because we can easily cover those sort of bits up with plants and that sort of stuff. So this is where I was going to put my ants. So let's get a little bit of decoration in here. I think we don't want too much because it is only a very small area. Maybe 1 or 2 little tiny bushes of plants or something like that. Maybe a little bit of grass. Something for the ants to kind of chew on, to climb up, that sort of thing. Yeah, let me see if I can do that. Okay, so what I've got here is basically small bushes, which we can just stick in a few like this. Looks pretty good. Like that. And also I have a little bit of grass to give it a bit of height. Now obviously we don't want too much, and I think that's probably all we'll want. How does that look from the outside here? That looks pretty cool like that. It's a little bit high. You need to be quite tall to be able to see in, which is a bit of a shame. But I think that's going to look quite good. Let's get some of the Titanomyrma drones in here, and we'll see what that looks like with them inside. So the issue is there's been a recent update to the Arc Commander thing, which is something that I use. Oh my god, no! Hold on. What are you doing? Okay, hold on. We need to go back to Force Tame. Force Tame, there we go. My god, you're destroying stuff. So I used to be able to spawn them in tamed. I can't do that now. Okay, that's fine. We can sort that out. Just move them over there a little bit. Okay, so we have some. Oh, this is going to be quite tricky, isn't it? Okay, let's see if we can do this. So we're going to spawn one in, and then quickly we need to force tame. There we go. Alright, okay. So he's going after the other one there, isn't it? Oh, I want a few more. Oh, this is going to be really difficult if I can't spawn them in tame. I need to figure out how to do that. Hold on, guys. Okay, so I think I figured out a way of doing it. It's a little bit awkward, but we can get there. So I've got 3 drones here. Now, because they're quite big, obviously colony of ants would be huge, but I think 3 drones is fine. But we want some of the flying ones in. So we'll look over this way, and I'll try and get in a flying one. And there we go. And oh, hang on, is that tamed? That spawned in? No, it didn't. Ah, there we go. It's the soldier. That's the drone I'm looking at. Okay, so what I've done is I've done players only, which is the thing that freezes everything. So it's frozen. But then what I can do is now force tame. And there we go. That's tamed it up. So we can get a couple of these in. They come in pretty much straight up in front of you. So let's get one over here if we can. Flying ant. Did you get one? Is it coming? Oh, it's coming in exactly the same place. Okay, that's a bit weird. So if I do force tame, does it get it? Okay, and then if I do players only, I should unfreeze everything. And if I just separate them out a little bit, there we go. Okay, so they're very difficult to set how you want It's a little bit awkward. But there we go, we've got a couple of flying ones and 3 on the ground. I think that's my little ant thing there. That looks pretty cool. I like it. And then what I'm going to do is just put a roof on the top there, like so. And there we go. So they're nice and dark. They've got some plants, they've got some soil to dig in. I like it. Yeah, okay, that's cool. Alright, so let's have a go at this one, which I was going to put the leeches in. Now this is going to be a little bit different because we need water in here. So, I need to figure out how to do that. So, I have a couple of ideas. Bear with me. Okay guys, this is kind of what I had. I'm not too sure it's come out that great. So what I've done is put in a couple of small fountains to kind of give the water effect, and then I've put on a couple of sheets of glass over the top and dyed the glass a cyan colour to kind of, you can see that kind of cyan sheen to it to kind of make it look like it was all water. I'm not too sure how well I've achieved that effect. It doesn't look that great to me, and I've put in a few bushes in the corners and things to kind of cover up the little gaps that the fountains were leaving. I'm not too sure it looks good. I don't know. Let's put in a couple of leeches and we'll see what how that works. So I think what I need to do is do players only again, and then we need to spawn in a leech, and then of course we need to try and force tame it. Where's my force tame thing? You can see it up here. Force tame, there we go, we've got a leech, so we can get a couple of those in. Oh, okay, yeah, that's going to spawn in exactly the same place. It's not, you can't move around when you're under players only. No, didn't quite get it. Let's try it again. There we go. Okay, so let's take it out of players only for the moment, and we'll give them a little bit of a nudge, a little bit of a tap. There you go. Well, it looks like it's kind of diving in the water, but then they look like they're going to be flying on top of the water, don't they? Yeah, I don't think that's going to work at all. I need to rethink this. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I don't know whether to just leave that for now and carry on and do a little bit more of the entrance before we finish, and let you guys give me some suggestions on how to do this, because we have had some suggestions that saying, oh, you should dye some glass blue to make it look like water. To me, it doesn't really work. This is what I've tried. I've gone for the cyan thing. If you, unless it works better with the greenhouse glass, but then of course you can get the metal bits going across. If I change the transparency to really dark, it has the blue sheen to it, but it doesn't look like water to me at all. And if you have it completely so it's not opaque, and it has no sheen to it at all. We could have it like that. How's that look? But then it just looks like you've got a fountain in there. It doesn't look like water at all. So yeah, I'm a little bit confused about exactly how to do it. It's so difficult to put in water. If you want something in water, these may need to go over. No, I want them here. I was going to say put them by the lake or something, but I want them here. So we need to come up with some way of doing it, some way of making it look like water. I guess we could just maybe put a sheen on these, so as you're looking through it just looks like the whole thing's water. So a little water tank, and we just maybe put in some of those if we put in some of those plants that wave, because they're underwater plants, it may just look like this is like an aquarium. I don't know. I might have to play about with it. Let's come back to it for the moment. Okay, so let's get this entrance looking nice. So I've got these up here. I'm going to put in sloped walls. Actually, I don't think I've actually got any. Let's swap this round that way, and then the other one can go on the other side. Lovely. I'll get some sloped roofs there. Let's get some pillars going. I think I should have some. We'll get the larger one. We should push G to snap to the corner. Perfect. And then again G to snap to corners. We'll get it right on the corner, just like that. That looks good. Okay, that's good. I'll get some slope roofs there, and then we'll try and get some decorations, some plants and things, just to get this outer entrance nice. I will try and see if I can get a little bit of a roof on here. I've left it like this for now. I've added in a third leech, So I think we'll leave it like that for now, but I want some feedback in the comment section as to what this looks like, what you think. If you have any suggestions on a better way to make it look like water, maybe we can introduce some underwater plants. I would say like corals and things, but this is that's more of an ocean thing rather than like these would be in a swampy area in lakes and ponds, that sort of thing. So well, I need to think about it really. Anyway, I will leave that for some suggestions for you guys if you have them in the comment section. So let's get this done, make this look nice, and yeah, then we'll probably call it a day. Okay guys, here we go. It looks so nice and pretty and doesn't look at all like a house full of bugs and scary things that people might be afraid of. So this is what I've done. We've got the lights in here to kind of brighten up the outside. We've got a load of flowers to kind of just kind of give it a bit of colour and just a bit of depth to it really. And then we have this the roof like this. That looks quite nice. And inside we have our ants on the one side, and on the other side we have our leeches. Now there's something that's not quite right. I can't work it out. I've been fiddling about for quite a while trying to get this built. It doesn't seem to be lined up properly. There's like a gap in this wall here that shouldn't be here. And it doesn't matter what I did, I could not get this glass wall lined up with this one. And I mean this that is built on the half wall railing, it seems to be lined up perfectly with the one next to it, and I've tried it in a few different places. Whatever I do, it just does not want to line up at all. So this needs to be rebuilt somehow and just fiddled about, because it's not right, and I think that's probably snapped to the ceiling rather than the railing there like it should be, so that's why that's wrong. But I don't know, I cannot get that lined up at all. I sort of had to demolish the glass thing there. You can see the difference in the colour. This one, the glass ceiling here, the closest to us, has not been coloured with the blue, and then you can see that one there, it's been coloured with the cyan colour that I used for that. So you can kind of see the difference as to whether that actually looks like water or not. I don't know. I really need some feedback from that one as to some help on how to make it look like water. But that's that. But that, I think, is about as far as we're going to be able to get this episode. So we've got a nice kind of entrance, nice bright and colourful, nice flowers, make it looks really nice. And yeah, these guys, they all need a home pretty soon. So we're going to go in here. This is going to be the start of the tunnel. So that I still want to keep the tunnel aspect of it. So we'll have a glass tunnel going through, and we're going to walk around, and there's going to be a whole load of enclosures in here. So there we go. Yeah, I think what another seven enclosures. I think I said there was 9, and I've done 2. So yeah, I think we've got another 7 enclosures to fit into here. So give me some feedback. See what you think. Any suggestions? I'll gladly read. Doesn't mean I'll do them. I'll do whatever I want, but I like to hear what your thoughts are. But yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. I like the ant enclosure definitely. I think that works out really nicely. But this leech enclosure definitely needs some work. I'm not happy with it really. Something needs to be worked on, so I do need some help on that one. But yeah, that's going to be all. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Just to say, I'm still feeling a little bit sick. That's why there hasn't been any ARK videos out this week. But I'm now feeling up to it. I'm going to be starting up work as normal. So we should be doing pretty good this week. So yeah, I hope to see you around for the rest of the week. Don't forget to come back tomorrow. We'll carry on with this. And I'll see what your thoughts are. Hopefully I'll try and get to read some comments before we start recording the next episode. And that'll be awesome. We'll get some comments. And of course, if you want a leech or an ant named after you, put it down in the comments. And also we've got that one dung beetle as well. Every other animal in the zoo is named, so don't ask for anything else because I don't have them. So yes, one dung beetle. What have we got? 3 leeches, 3 ants and 2 flying ants. Yeah, so there's plenty of names in there, but it's all going to be the bugs. So yeah, anyway, thank you very much for watching. Come back tomorrow for some more on this house, and I'll see you then. Goodbye.